Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to NCHANZPLACE. So I had a chance to check out the Infinity Studios T800 from the Dark Fate movie boss, the Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger boss, where there's like damage, a battle damage version. I actually, when it was announced, it was in pre-order. I really like this piece, so I had a chance now to check it out at Collector's Arc here in Singapore. So if you're in Singapore, do check that out as well. And basically, I want to give you guys a close-ups of some videos on this piece so that you can also decide if you want it or not. For me, I was kind of right in not pre-ordering it, and that's what I'm gonna explain to you. Before we start, I do have to apologize because it's raining outside and there's suddenly like thunder and all of that, even the rain, so there might be some kind of noise, so I do apologize for that, but I hope my voice is still clear. Anyway, I'm super excited to share with you the close-ups and what I think about the Infinity Studios T800 bus from the Dark Fate. So let's get started, and let's start with how it looks. So the piece itself, the bus is like a body and like one hand and one arm to be exact, and then the other one doesn't have. So one of the things I always want to see in these pieces is that when they say it's a silicone, that the majority of the parts that you think it's like skin should be like having that silicone, and it actually has this. And this is one of the reasons why I actually ordered, or I actually have the Alita, because it does not have all of this silicone skin. It's just the head, and I kind of like that. I don't like that only the head is silicone and then the rest, even some parts of the body is not. So that's one of the main reasons I did not order some of those bust itself, because I really wanted everything to be silicone. For this piece, I think the upper part here is actually silicone. The lower part of the arm, I think the part here is not silicone. That is okay, because almost like the entire half of it is actually like the robot. And also with the base is actually pretty basic, and I just love how it looks together with the upper torso, this part. I like that. I also love the part where they actually closed the sleeve there, where it's not open, where it's like sometimes the part here of the shirt is hanging. I really don't like that. They actually close it. I love that. I love that approach. And also the piece itself, before I go though, it's actually massive. It's big. I'm not so sure how accurate that is though, but it is big, at least for me, and I love that. It has a very good presence from afar. That's the first thing I actually saw in their shop. So it looks good. It also looks bulky, and that's a really good thing. Now let's talk about the details of this piece. So let's start with the hand, because there's actually nothing in the body. It's just covered. So as I mentioned, this part of the arm is actually like statue. There's not silicone. I think there's a bit part here in the body that is silicone until the entire head. But let's start first with the arm. The details are pretty good. I love how it's posed. Really nice. The silver or the metal look looks pretty awesome. I really love that. The transition also, that's quite nice. The details, even in the statue part, the polystone, the details, the texture there was pretty nice. I love how the sculpt is also done. Really love that. And as for the head, so the first thing I noticed with the upper part is, yeah, it looks good. I think even it looks like Arnold, but at first when I went in, I kind of realized that I don't know if it's kind of small. It looks small. I think it is because of the hair. So I think when you have this piece, properly do the hair. I think that's a must, because if you don't, it looks small. But if you actually go together, or you take a selfie with him, it's actually big. It's just because the body is so big, and then his hair if it's not because I think it's when they package it, the hair is like squeezed in, or I don't know how you call that, but it's not properly done. I think you need to mush it up a bit. Then it kind of looks good. I didn't do it there, but when I look at it, it actually looks small from afar because I think of the hair. The hair in itself is pretty awesome. The silicone part, the texture looks pretty good. The eyes looks pretty good. I really love that. The details in the battle damage also looks pretty good with the sculpture and all of that. The robot inside looks pretty good. The eyes also looks pretty good. I think I didn't check if it lights up, to be honest. I think it is gonna light up, but we didn't try it when I was there. The eyes, the nose looks pretty awesome. I really love it. It looks good. Now, the bad thing and the reason why I actually was right that not to pre-order, because again, the first thing is the price. The second part is I was always afraid the blood work isn't that good. I don't, how do I say, I'm sure that Infinity Studios gets it right with the likeness and all of that, and the robotics and all of that, but I'm not so sure with the blood work. And this was actually the thing that stopped me from pre-order. I almost pre-ordered this because I really love it from the photos. From the photos, it looks good. The transition from the red to the to the flesh and all of that, the blood, it isn't that good. In the arms, I was expecting a lot of blood work in the arms. I do not know if that is in the movie though, but at least have it more realistic that there's blood in the robotic arm, and there's blood. And the very bad thing for me really that I did not like is that the blood work is like I don't like they put like a very clear, how do you call that, like a mold for spraying or something. Something like it's very fine. It's not random. I think that's the thing that I can describe it. It's not random. It's not a random splatter. It's well defined. The blood work is like well defined. Even here, there's no splatter. There's like no mess. And I was like, oh, this is like a missed opportunity, because it should be like somehow like messy. It's blood, and especially in the, how do I say, in the face, there should be like splatters there, messy, all that kind of blood. That's why in the photos it looks good. The transition from the very red to the very less red to the skin, it wasn't there. I do not know if they done that in post-processing or anything for the photo, because the photo looks good, but when I look at it, it does not have a very good blood work, and it kind of looks like there's like a red in his face, and that's the missed opportunity there. I do not know if you can actually do a repaint of those, especially in the silicone. Maybe in the arms, I think you can do a repaint there, but I do not know in the face. I think that's an entirely new story or an entirely new technique, because it's silicone. But that is for me the thing I didn't like about the piece. It looks so clean considering it's a battle damaged. Those are my thoughts on the piece. Those are also the close-ups that I got from Collector's Arc. So they're currently having like a pop-up shop in Millenia Walk, so do check it out. Yeah, and like I said, I really like this piece from the inception when they announced this from Infinity Studios. Like the photos looks very nice. I almost pre-ordered it, but there were again two things for me. One is like, of course, the price, but I was always willing to get that, like the Alita. Though this is a bit more expensive, but still, this is Arnie and it looks so good in the photos. But then when I look closer, like the battle damage, the blood work, I already thought, if the blood work of this doesn't work, it's not that random enough, this for me does not look good. It does not work for me, because it's a battle damage with blood and it should look random, and it's not. And if that's okay for you, good for you, but it's just that it's not for me with that kind of sense. Like my Alita, not Alita, the Red Sonja from Sideshow, the blood work there and the piece looks so random. It looks so good. I was expecting something like that for this Arnold T800 bust. But anyway, Up to you if you like this. To be honest, the details of it are pretty awesome. It looks good. So do check it out, and if you're in Singapore, visit Collector's Arc. And I will leave the link down below, also the location of this of their pop-up store. In any case, let me know also what you think about what I mentioned just now, what I think. We can discuss. Comment down below, and as always, if you like this video, click the thumbs up and help me share with everyone. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to NCHANZPLACE, and see you in the next review.